Dear students, welcome to the video lecture session on power generation and economics. Yes, our discussion is going under Module 2. Already I have covered uh, steam power plant. I have discussed about the steam power plant, that is thermal power plant. Today I am going to discuss diesel power plant. Okay, under this discussion I will cover I'm going to cover the introduction, merits and demerits, selection site, elements of diesel power plant, and applications. Introduction. A generating station in which diesel engine is used as the prime mover for the generation of electrical energy is known as diesel power plant. Diesel power station. Okay. In diesel power station, diesel engine is used as the prime mover. Okay. So here what it is used, diesel engine is used as the prime mover. The diesel burns inside the engine and the product of this combustion acts as the working fluid. Okay, I repeat here, in a diesel power station, diesel engine is used as the prime mover, okay, which drives the alternator, right? So the diesel burns inside the engine and the products of this combustion acts as the working fluid to produce mechanical energy. Next, the diesel engine drives the alternator, the prime mover which drives the alternator, which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. Okay. So further few points related to the diesel power plant. As the generation cost is considerable due to high price of diesel. It means the price of diesel is high. Okay. Therefore, such power stations are only used to produce small power. Okay, small power purpose diesel power plants are used. Although steam power stations and hydroelectric plants are invariably used to generate bulk power at cheaper cost, at diesel power stations are finding favor at place where demand of power is less. Okay, as if the demand of power is less, we can install. Okay. And sufficiently quantity of coal and water is not available. Where the sufficient of water and coal are not available and the transportation facilities are inadequate, such places what it will be do what we can install the diesel power plant. Okay. Next, applications. These plants are also used as standby set for continuity of supply. Two important points such as hospital, radio stations, okay, and cinema houses and telephone exchanges. Next bit is merits of diesel power plant. The design and layout of plants are quite simple. It's not like that thermal and hydro power plant, as we are seeing the layout diagram are very complicated one. Here it will be very simple, means quite simple. It occupies less space as number and size of auxiliary is small, because less space it will be occupies. It can be located any place. It can be started quickly and it can pick up load in a short time. There are no standby losses. It requires less quantity of water for cooling. Here the water is used for cooling purpose. So hence less water is required. I will explain why it is what is the purpose of cooling tower. Okay. It requires less quantity of water for cooling. Then the overall cost is is much less than that of steam power station of the same capacity. The thermal efficiency of the plant is higher than that of steam power station. It requires less operating stop. Demerits: the plant has high running charges because the fuel is diesel is used. Hence, it is the running charges are high. The plant does not work satisfactorily under overload condition for longer period. Okay, this is one major drawback we can say. We cannot run satisfactorily under overload conditions. The plant can be the plant can only generate small power. The cost of lubrications is generally high. The maintenance charges are generally high. These are the demerits of diesel power plant. Next bit is selection of site for a diesel station. Distance from load center, because noise it will be produced and it will be produces the fumes. Okay. Next one is availability of land and water. Foundation should be the bearing capacity of ground should be good, so that it withstand heavy equipments. Transport of fuel, the road or rail facility should be uh, required where this diesel power plant is located. Local conditions, neighborhood and noise and noisiness. These are the point to be remember when we are selecting a site for a diesel power plant. Here the some components, diesel electric plant main components: engine fuel system, engine air intake system, engine exhaust system, engine cooling system, engine lubrication system, engine starting system. Okay, so these are the elements of diesel power plant. Now let us have a layout diagram of diesel power plant or schematic arrangement of diesel power plant. In this, one by one elements I will explain. First one is the fuel supply system. Fuel supply system. Here I am discussing about this point, fuel supply system. It consists of storage tank. Okay, it consists of storage tank, strainers, fuel transfer pump, and all-day fuel tank. So this is one day tank. It is mentioned. Okay, the the fuel it will be pumped to the tank. Okay. The fuel oil is supplied at the plant site by rail or road. Okay. Oil it will be supplied through the rail or road. This oil is stored in the storage tank. From the storage tank, oil is pumped to smaller all-day tank. So this is a smaller all-day tank at daily or short intervals. From this tank, fuel oil is passed through strainers. It will be fuel oil. It will be from this. It will be goes to the day tank. Okay. Then it will be goes to the next stage. I will discuss which stage it is. Okay. And before this one, strainer's function is it removes suspended impurities. Okay. Clean oil is injected into the engine by fuel injection pump. So next stage, what it is there? Fuel injection pump. Okay. The strainer function is what? Strainer function is it removes suspended impurities. Okay. Suspended impurities it will be removes, and the clean oil is injected into the engine by fuel injection pump. Okay. Next one is air intake system. This system supplies necessary air to engine for fuel combustion. We'll show you where it is. Okay, intake air filters that it will be taken inside. Okay, through the pipes for the supply of fresh air of to the engine manifold. Filters are provided to remove the dust particles from air which may act as abrasive in the engine cylinder. Okay, this is the air intake systems which it will be taken inside through the pipes. Okay, and filters are provided to remove the dust particles from air. Next one is exhaust system. Okay, exhaust system. What is the function of this? I will going to discuss. This system leads the engine. This system leads the engine exhaust gas outside the building and discharge it into atmosphere. It means what? The exhaust gas which it will be discharge it into atmosphere. A silencer is usually incorporated in the system to reduce the noise level. The silencer is used, okay, to incorporated silencer is usually incorporated because to reduce the noise level, okay, or reduce the noise level. This is system is exhaust system. Next one is cooling system. Okay, cooling tower. Okay, what is the function here? The heat released by the burning of fuel in the engine cylinder is partially converted into work. So what it will be happen? So whatever the heat which it will be generated after burning the fuel in the engine cylinder is converted into work. Okay. Next, what it will be happens? The remaining part of the heat passes through the cylinder, walls, piston, and then rings, etc. Means the remaining heat, what it will be takes, it will be circulates. I mean, it will be passes through the cylinder walls, pistons, rings, etc. Okay. So what it will be happens and may causes damage to the system. In order to keep the temperature of the engine parts within the safe operating limits, cooling is provided. The cooling system consists of water source, pump, and cooling towers. Okay, cooling towers. Then there will be some pumps, and the cooling system consists of water source, pumps, and cooling towers. The pump circulates water through cylinder and head jacket. So it will be circulates. It will be circulates the water. So what it will be happens when it will be circulates the water, it takes the heat from the engine and itself become hot. Okay, the cold water it will be moving, means it will be circulating. So what it will be happens, the heat it will be takes the heat, water takes the heat from the engine and itself becomes hot. The hot water is cooled by cooling towers. What they will do again, the cooling towers, it will be hot water, it will be cooled and recirculating the cooled water. Okay, this is the cooling system. Next one is lubricating system. Okay. Lubricating, as you know, the lubricating the system minimizes the wear of rubbing surface of the engine, hence the lubrication is required. Okay, lubricating system is required. It compares of lubricating oil. Okay, oil is used here, and tank, oil tank, pump, filter, and oil cooler. Okay, the lubricating oil is drawn from the lubricating oil tank. Okay, what they will do, the lubricating oil is drawn from the lubricating oil tank by the pump and is passed through filters to remove the impurities. The clean lubricating oil is delivered to the point which requires lubrication. The oil coolers incorporated in the system keep the temperature of the oil low. This is the function of lubricating. Okay, last one is engine starting system. This is an arrangement to rotate the engine initially while starting until firing starts and the unit runs with its own power. Okay, so the first initially we want to rotate the engine. Okay, so as you are seen, small sets are started manually. Okay, by pulling the uh, some arrangement so that the engine should rotate. Okay, so small sets are started with manually by handle, but for larger units, compressed air is used for starting. So here the compressed air is used for starting purpose. Okay, now at a high pressure is admitted to a few of the cylinder, making them to act as a reciprocating air motors. I repeat here, reciprocating air motors means they will pass the very high pressure air. Okay, is admitted in the cylinders. So what it will happen? It will be start rotating, right, to turn over the engine shaft. Okay, once it starts, the fuel is admitted to the remaining cylinders, which makes the engine to start under its own power. Okay, this is the method. What they will do first, they will admit the high pressure air, high pressure air with, to a few of the cylinders, making them to act as a reciprocating air motors to turn over the engine shaft. Once the fuel is this one is engine is start rotating, then or we can say that air motors turn to turn over the engine shaft, the fuel is admitted. Now what they will do next, we are admitting the fuel uh, to the remaining cylinder, which makes the engine to start under its own power. Then afterwards there is no need of high pressure of admitted, only it will be used for starting purpose. Hence the term here is we are used engine starting system. Okay, these are the 6 points which I discussed is worth for explanation of diesel power plant. Okay, all of you have to go through this explanation and you have to see. And one more thing is here, it will be mentioned overflow. I will conclude with this block diagram once again. So fuel diesel is stored, that it will be taken to the day tank, means there will be a small tank for 1 day purpose they will use. hmm, we can say that day tank, and from there it will be given to the fuel injection. Okay, fuel injection pump. Then it will be goes to the exhaust, whatever it will becomes that engine, it will be starts, and you can say that uh, generation it will be starts, because alternator is coupled with this turbines. Turbines means prime mover, not turbines. Prime mover we are term is used here is nothing but what, it will be rotates, that mechanical power is generated, that it will be coupled to the generator, I mean alternator, and alternator will be generates converts mechanical power into electrical power. Okay, now here one more point here, it is mentioned overflow. Okay, overflow is nothing but if storage of this tank it will be becomes overflow, then again it will be back comes to the fuel tank. Okay, here is a starting air compressor. Okay, starting oil tank, as I explained the starting air compressor last 6 point, the compressor systems, that it will be start initially. Okay, and the next it will be what it is there. Okay, exhaust it will be goes through the silencer. Then cooling tower, it is the function, it will be water, it will be circulated, cooled, then again feeding back, and filters and strainers to remove the impurities. Okay, that purpose they it will be used. Okay, I hope just you have to go through the explanation and analyze the block diagram and try to understand how it will be works. Okay, with this I conclude this session. Okay, thank you.